YCN, your local view on WVBK-CA, serving Manchester, Londonderry, Vermont, and South Charlestown, New Hampshire, and WVBQ-LP, serving Charlestown, New Hampshire, and Rockingham, Vermont.
Coming up tonight on YCN, a 2-year-old suffers a serious leg injury after crashing on a snowmobile driven by her father. Both New Hampshire and Vermont are getting ready for the first legislative session. See what the hot issues are for this year. And we'll get an inside look at the Hanover Inn and the Candlelight Inn. With more news, sports, and weather, stay tuned. It's time for YCN, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth-Lake Sunapee region. News, sports, weather, public affairs, and all that is happening in our area. The YCN News Hour, your local view.
Good evening and welcome to our first show of 2013. I'm David Carmichael. Police have reported a snowmobile crash into a tree in Andover, New Hampshire on Tuesday, injuring the 2-year-old daughter of the operator. Reports say that a 35-year-old man was operating the snowmobile with his toddler sitting on the front and the 4-year-old son sitting on the back. The snowmobile struck a tree and the young girl suffered a serious leg injury. She was rushed to Franklin Regional Hospital. Today marks John Lynch's final day as governor of New Hampshire. After serving 4 terms in the corner office, Lynch has been referred to as the most popular governor in the history of the state. On Thursday, an inauguration ceremony will be held at the State House in Concord for Governor-elect Maggie Hassan. The 2013 business session of New Hampshire legislation opens today, and big changes are likely to be seen with the restructuring of policymakers. Democrats now hold a 221 to 179 edge in the House, while Republicans enjoy a 13 to 11 edge in the Senate. The changes bring the 3-to-1 Republican supermajority that has existed in both bodies since 2010. Without much time lapsing in the new year, the House will be discussing a 2-year freedom that will allow lawmakers and the public to possess and carry concealed handguns in the chamber and adjoining rooms. Vermont lawmakers will return to Montpelier a little bit later than usual this year, but are expected to face a full agenda, including projected shortfalls in the general and transportation funds, as well as social issues ranging from physician-assisted death to decriminalization of marijuana. Lawmakers usually start their legislative session a few days after the new year, but the 2013 calendar requires them to start the first Wednesday after the first Monday in January. Governor Shumlin and the leaders of the House and Senate have been saying they don't want to raise taxes this year. During the governor's campaign, he said he wanted to change from criminal penalties for possession of even small amounts of cannabis to civil fines similar to a traffic ticket. Another reoccurring issue Shumlin said he hopes to pass this year is a law that would allow doctors under certain conditions to help terminally ill patients end their lives. With the start of the new year, minimum wages in Vermont were raised 14 cents to $8.60. Minimum wages for people in service positions that rely heavily on tips for the majority were raised 7 cents from $4.10 to $4.17. The Vermont state law says wages will go up each year by either 5% or the amount that matches the consumer price index. Minimum wage in 10 other states around the country were also raised and made effective on New Year's Day. Temperatures are dropping low and are projected to stay that way for parts of New Hampshire. The frigid temperatures can be dangerous, especially for those without a home. Shelters around the state are reportedly filling up, and state officials are reminding the public that hypothermia can take just minutes to set in. Shivering, clumsiness, slurred speech, stumbling, confusion, poor decision-making, drowsiness, weak pulse, and slow breathing are all signs of hyperthermia. After the break, we'll take an inside look at the new renovations at the Hanover Inn.
The YCN News Hour continues in a moment.